with what was on Eve's mind? What was she thinking? The difference between men and women. The text to talk, the takeaway. The text is Genesis 3:6. Genesis 3:6. You've heard it before. Let's hear it again for the first time. When the woman saw that the fruit of the tree was good for food and pleasing, I want you to underline that, pleasing to the eye and also desirable for gaining wisdom, underline that. She took some and ate it, underline that. She also gave some to her husband who was with her, and he ate it. Let's talk about this morning, what was Eve thinking? And what was the decision making process between this man, and first woman? What is the decision making process, and what was she thinking in this decision making process? Now, in order for you to really delve into this, to drill deep, we got to look at how do we, everybody, men, women alike, how do we process and come to decision making? All right. It goes from our spinal cord to our limbic to our frontal lobe. All right. When you have a feeling or something comes to your brain. It just doesn't happen like that. Comes through your five senses, which then is rooted through your spinal cord to the limbic, right about back here, comes to the frontal lobe here. Then we make decision. When you look at the text, notice this, that early in the chapter, she wanted to know. I'm going to give you four things in a decision-making process. Now, I'm going to give you quite a bit this morning information, but I want you to get this because it's really going to help us. Now, we come into knowing, feeling, thinking, doing. Let me say it again. Knowing, feeling, thinking, doing. That is the correct way. But when you look at how Eve came into it, when she wanted to know in the earlier part of it, Satan tricked her knowing. Satan tricked her knowing. Satan said, look, God just don't want you to know. He doesn't want you to know at his level. And Eve got tricked into that, into saying, yeah, I guess you're right. From that, we went into this whole feeling thing. Notice she said in the 6th verse says, you know what? This was good. This appears to be good and for food and pleasing. Pleasing is a feeling. Pleasing is a feeling. And then she went on to say, look, I really want the wisdom. She's thinking. Then she started doing. But the knowledge piece up front threw everything off. So you got to understand something. When you make decisions, talking about everybody now, not just talking about men and women, I'm going to get to that. When we make decisions, if you're not careful, the feeling of you will jump ahead of the knowing of you. Okay? Because everything comes into you through the limbic back here. You're feeling it. Then have you ever noticed that when you're really thinking, you do like this, you scratch, because that's your frontal lobe. You're trying to activate, you don't even know it. You're trying to activate thought to come to a good decision. But if you make decisions back here before you get to here, you're not going to make a great decision. Because here is the knowing. But the knowing messed her up because Satan said, look, God don't want you to know like that. So it threw everything off. How then do we make sound decisions, men and women? I'm going to give you 5 things. Okay. I told you it's going to be a little different this morning. I'm going to give you 5 ways. The first thing, you got to discover together. You got to discover together. The second thing, you got to discuss together. The third thing is you got to determine together. The fourth thing is you got to develop a plan together. And then the 5th thing is you got to decide together. Now let's go back to the text. When you go back to the text, none of that took place. Eve is on her own, but she hands the fruit to her husband who's right there. What is on her mind is not what's on her mind. Here's the takeaway. It's not what's on Eve's mind. It's what's on their mind. Yo, bro, why are you standing right here with her, letting her make decisions without you? If you would have put your minds together, remember, discover together. If we had discovered together, discussed together, determined together, developed a plan together, we would have been able to counter Satan together, and we would have decided together. But she went out there by herself, on her own, while her husband is there, so you can't just think it through by yourself. This thing has to be done, what? Come on, class. Together. It has to be done together, because if not, you'll put the feeling in front, or Satan will trick you to say, you don't know like God knows. And you got to do something to know like God knows, which throws the whole decision-making process off. Or you get into your, come on, class, your feelings. If you get into your feelings, which puts the thinking last, you're going to mess some stuff up. Hey, I hope you got the word this morning. It's not just what's on Eve's mind. It's what's on their minds. Come on, men and women, we got to work it what? Come on, class. Together. You got to do it together. Let me hit them again, then I'm going to close out. Discover together. Had they discovered the fruit together, discuss together, determine together, developed a plan together, and made a decision together, I don't think they would have eaten the fruit as they did together. The Lord be with you today. May his face shine upon you, give you peace. If it bless you this morning, share the manna. Don't keep it to yourself. I'll see you tomorrow morning. We're going to punctuation, exclamation point on the end of this week, talking about the difference between men and women. God bless you. Have a great day. Bye now.